Hello everybody and Happy New Year for 2025. I hope that everyone's doing really well and had a great start to the new year. I have just completed this commission, so I really wanted to bring something back to the channel after having completed something. So this is a commission update of what I've done for my client in the US for this collection that he wanted me to paint. Some beautiful models that he's been collecting just to showcase in his collection. So after that, I'm going to pour myself a drink because I spent a long time painting these guys. And I'm just really happy that they're finished. I actually filmed this before, but then I just realized that, or just looked at the models and thought, yeah, I think they just need a little bit extra touch up here and there in places, and I just wasn't happy with certain aspects of parts of the models, and they just needed some extra refinement. So that's what I spent most of the day doing today, because I just wanted to make them absolutely perfect. And we'll now go and have a look at them, each of those individually, and check out what I've done. Okay, so the first one is Azrael, and I think maybe she's like a warrior mage in the game and not really too clued up on her stats or what she does in Confrontation or Ragnarok, but obviously some kind of spellcaster, has some kind of, looks like a familiar or something strapped to her arm, and spellbook. And yeah, I mean, it's not a miniature that I have an enormous amount of personal fondness to, because I think she might be I don't know, early second edition release maybe. But having painted her, yeah, she's got character. She's got something about her that makes her interesting. And I try to replicate the paint job as closely to the studio as I could. I'm just trying to make sure she doesn't fall off this plinth here. Makeshift plinth, so I just wanted to showcase them as nicely as I could for my client when he gets to see it. But yeah, that's what she looks like, and I was happy to paint her. This is just an experience, never painted her before, and again, I wanted to replicate the studio scheme, so I hope I've done her justice. Okay, now we have the Mighty Crane. So interesting model to paint. I try to replicate the studio scheme from the catalogs here, and had some different sort of techniques, especially with the blade. That was interesting and new for me, and yeah, enjoyed that process. Again, it's got this really deep, rich, and like desaturated colors, and then you've got these really highly saturated yellow and oranges on there, so it's quite an interesting mix between the two. But I hope my client is happy with my efforts on this particular model, and I hope it will sit and rest well in his collection. But a beautiful model. I think it's a living legend in the Acheron range, and probably one used in the games of Ragnarok. And now we come to the Allahan section of the painting commission. And this model, this and the mounted model, but the foot model especially, has been a model that I've really wanted to paint. So this was a real pleasure, and this was the actual first model I painted. Surprisingly enough, or maybe not so, I had to do a painting lesson for somebody. I do painting lessons through Everlead Studios online, and the person wanted to know how to do flesh tones and hair, and I used this model as the example in that video. And that's how it all got started. And yeah, I really enjoyed painting this particular miniature. I think it's one of the stronger miniatures, especially for the lions and for the range overall, and certainly an iconic miniature for Rackham. And this is her mounted version. So again, a really nice model. Love the horse and all the details behind that. The horses are so dynamic. even down to their tails and manes. Everything about them are just fantastic. So the horses from Rackham are just, I think, some of the best I've ever seen anybody design. But yeah, really beautiful model. Really happy again to have painted this particular miniature and this set with the one on foot as a pair, as they're models that I've been fascinated with ever since I've seen Confrontation. So the experience of just painting them was really a pleasure. And I hope my client is happy with the results. The next one is the Banner Bearer. So it's just like a standard bearer, but I love how he sort of slumped in the saddle here. And the horse also has got its head down and tail up. Like, this is beautiful. I really love it. I really tried to, like all day today, I was just going over them and trying to build up those layers of reds on here using the TT Combat paints I've got. Now, I think they've got their sort of triad system, which I think works perfectly for these guys. And yeah, just sort of making that sort of really almost, they've got like the saturated red, but it's not highlighted. It's just building up from a sort of a deep burgundy all the way up to a nice kind of, I don't know, blood red, if you like. But I decided to keep the logo on the banner in red. I think it just works well. I know the studio scheme has a yellow one, as I realised later, but I think the red just works nicely. But yeah, overall I'm really happy with the miniature and how it turned out. And lastly we have Dragon. Now Dragon is the character for the Lions. I don't think he's a living legend. I think he's just a character, but a grizzly old man with greyish hair. But yeah, beautiful horse. I mean, all the horses of those cavalry models are just beautiful. I hope to get to paint the 3 cavalry models from the set at one stage, and in the future for a commission. I actually do have some Alahan models here gifted to me from a friend, so I do have sort of the basis and start of Alahan army. So maybe I might invest in doing some models myself and painting these for my own collection. But yeah, just beautiful miniatures. I think anybody who sees these are just like blown away by how good they were designed, or how well they were designed and how well they were painted in the studio samples. So yeah, so again, I hope my client is happy with my work, and these will be now varnished, packed up and ready to send back to the USA next week. So thanks again for watching, guys. I hope you appreciate this video, and I'll be back soon to talk about my Dwarf Tin of War project and my Ragnarok list for 1,000 points, where I'm at with it, and what else I need to paint. So until then, enjoy painting Confrontation, and I'll be back soon with a paint and chat with you. Until then, take care and see you again next time.